Hello. So this is my take two on this video because mine won't upload. But my name is Cassidy. I'm a senior. I'm gonna graduate in December. I'm a special education deaf and hard of hearing major. And let's get into this. So this is my bag. Unfortunately, could not find one that had any significance. This is what I got. It's cute. Steve Madden from TJ Maxx. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. So first, we have my Bible. So this represents a lot. More than anything, it represents my religion. I am a Christian, but just in the last couple years, I really started going to church because I started dating my boyfriend. And this has become a really big part of my life. It never used to be. I was a Christian, growing up. My family, we're all Christians, but we didn't go to church, really. And, so this is a really big part of my life now. A lot of my views have adjusted since I kept going to since I really started to go to church, but at the same time, I'm thankful that I go to a church that if you question parts of your religion, they welcome it with open arms, and it's a really cool experience, and I've learned a lot. And what I take from this more than anything culturally and to apply towards teaching in other cultures and future students is the love you're supposed to show people no matter what, whether they're the same as you or not. And that's one thing I'm very, very proud of and why this is part of my project. So, second, we have a picture of my family. So this is my dad. That's me. My twin brother, he's in the Air Force. My little brother, he's 16, and my mom. So this was taken about a year and a couple months ago when my brother had graduated basic training. He's now in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And the biggest thing that I can think of that really, really contributes towards me culturally with my family is that I have not personally experienced a lot of special cultural things that have changed me quite yet. And so most of the things that I carry in my cultural bag have to do with my family and how I've grown up and my family's values. So we've always been a pretty traditional family, I would think, on top of now we're a military family. So we went from, of course, loving each other and spending time with each other to really valuing time when my brother can be home, because it's only a couple times a year that we can all be together. And like I said, he's my twin, so something really special about that for me is that for example, we had our first birthday apart last year because he had graduated from basic training, but then he had to start working, and so it really changes how you view things like that. And also just my other objects have to do with my family too, and I'll kind of explain how that ties in. Okay, so then we have a picture of my boyfriend. That's me and him. Obviously, that's, ha ha ha. But this was taken at a rehearsal dinner for a wedding that he was in. And he is very important to me for a lot of different reasons. On top of the elephant in the room is that I'm dating him, I'm straight. So, sexuality is woven in there as well. But he is why I started going to church, and he is fabulous. And he shows me I have a lot of positive relationship in my life that I've always been able to look up to, but he is a really great perspective on life that I get because I'm with him. And I love hearing his perspective. He has different perspectives because he's older than me by a little. And he went to community college and he works really hard. He's the hardest worker. But it's just another perspective on life and work ethic and anything. And yeah. So that's him. And then BRB. I put these other ones away because I thought I was done and then my video wouldn't upload. Okay, so now we have the strangest one, and I'm sure I'm the only one who has this in their cultural baggie, is a knife sharpener. You may be wondering why, A, do you know what that is, and B, why do you have it? Well, my dad's a meat cutter. My dad did not go to college. My mom did. My dad did not. He grew up in the family processing plant. So, that's bad wording. It's not a family processing plant. You process farm stock, but it was our family who owned the processing plant. It was a 4-generation processing plant, so he grew up learning this really cool trade that happens to be a dying trade. And this, for me, represents gender roles, how I view them, and how I'll always view them this way. Not that it's the right way, but I'll always be able to view them this way. So, for example, the hard work that I was expected to do as a kid, and I'm still expected to do now, is the same hard work that my brothers were expected to do. We put up car siding, if you know what that is. Sometimes it's called tongue and groove car siding or wood. It locks together. And we had put it up. We had a really tall ceiling, so we had put it up all on the ceiling and on the walls. And just like my brothers, I was expected to carry the wood and carry as much wood as they were carrying, and I was expected to stand up on the scaffolding and hold my hands up above my head and make sure that the wood wasn't going to fall on my dad while he worked on things. And although I was expected to do those things that would be traditionally like a man's job, I'm still, my love language is I'll make you dinner and I'll bring you cupcakes, and I love doing those still traditionally womanly things. But this I value so much more, not because I love it more, but because I think that it's really cool to have the same expectations for your daughter and your son. And now I use these same skills now if I'm with my boyfriend and we're doing home projects, doing whatever. I'm not afraid to be like, oh no, I can do that. And if I don't know how, I'm willing to listen to directions and be coachable and do that. And so I value that for myself, but also for other people. I love seeing how gender roles can be reversed, traditional gender roles, the whole deal. So now we have this screwdriver, and this represents you don't always have to hire someone to do it. And this kind of goes along the lines with the knife sharpener. But I have grown up and I've continued in my adult life, although that hasn't been for very long, to believe and to practice that if you can figure out how to fix it yourself and learn something new that's productive and amazing, then you do that. You don't have to hire someone, and it saves you some coin, which is nice. But I love this, and I don't love screwdrivers. I love the ability to learn something new. That's not to say that I'm going to judge you if you're like, I'm not doing that, I'm hiring someone. I'm saying this is what has made me me. Like, if I can make something before I buy it, I will do that. Last semester for practicum, I was teaching preschoolers about dental health, and I made a model mouth. I was like, I'm not ordering one of these. That's absolutely ridiculous. Gathered everything I needed, and I made one. And that's not a pat on the back to me. That's just something fun and something that I think is really, really cool. And so I think that ties into, in life and in future teaching, working hard, but also making something out of nothing, and the ability to do that, and the ability to encourage others to do that, others meaning my students. So that stems still from my family, and I love that. So finally, this one's gonna be kind of long-winded because it's kind of hard to explain, and it's really easy to judge. So I'm gonna try to explain this as well as possible. So this is a book about the Watseka Wonder. I highly recommend it. You can find it on Amazon. Shameless plug for my hometown. I'm from Watseka. And this book happens to be about a paranormal event where two girls were possessed forever ago. Not recently. You would have heard of it if it was recently. You ever heard of Bloody Mary? That's your girl. But Watseka, on top of being paranormal, is very, very small and very, very culturally lacks diversity. We lack a lot of diversity, and that isn't necessarily a good thing. That's not why I love being here. That's not why I'm proud of being here. It's just how it is. And I say that this is part of my cultural bag for a lot of reasons. One of them being, though, that I was once someone who did not understand things. And then I did go to college, and I experienced things like diversity, like being in a school with more than 7 people of color who, if I thought hard enough, I could tell you all their names. And with one person that anyone knew of that was a religion, anything other than no religion or Christianity. But I can now come back and understand why people believe the things that they believe about people who are different from them. And it's not because it's out of hate. It's because they do not understand, and they have never experienced anything but those who are similar to them. And so I love now being able to come back and because I can understand that point of view, I can better explain things instead of those people who it's not their fault, but they don't understand the farmer who has lived here. He's 4th generation, and he's 80 years old, and sees people at coffee in the morning and the workers at McDonald's and his farmer friends, and that's it. That's the extent of culture, and it's the exact same thing that this person has ever experienced. Since I can understand that, I feel that I have a really cool part of me that can understand them and explain things. Because those who don't understand those people, everyone takes offense. And that's too bad, because I really, truly hope that it's really just everyone's trying to help everyone, But, yeah, I love being from a small community, and even though I never experienced diversity or culture other than what you would think is a white small town culture, now I have, and now I can come home and explain things. And I was the fourth generation going through the exact same high school as my grandparents, and I hope that when my kids go through that exact same high school, they have a different perspective because I was able to have these ideas. But I love being from a small town. I graduated with 73. There's 5,300 people in our community, and the amazing things about being here is how everyone can come together. Unfortunately, tragedy strikes, and that is awful, and it's been close to home before, like the heart home, and it sucks. But people in the community are so awesome and supportive, and to anyone who's going through these things, and it's really cool to be a part of. You don't get lost in the shuffle. You get to experience. If I went to Lincoln Way East, I wasn't gonna make the basketball team, and I might not have been the drum major or had solos in show choir, but because I was from this really cool small town where everyone supported each other, I got to do those cool things. And even though you wouldn't think that in a small town you have more opportunities than you would in a large community, sometimes you do, and it's really cool. And I will always carry being from Watseka, even though it's creepy. Also, another shameless plug, on Halloween, the man and his partner who live here, they do a haunted house in this house, and like people get scratched and stuff. It's really cool. So if anyone wants to travel, it's a sick experience. And by sick, I mean I wanted to die, but I will never do it again. Someone else will probably enjoy it more. But so yeah, that's a lot about me, and all of these things I love, and I can't wait to make more cultural discoveries. So yeah, thank you. See ya. Peace.